I've decided to make this video because I've been feeling extremely overwhelmed in the last couple of days. And this feeling of being overwhelmed wasn't quite clear to me at the beginning, but at some point I noticed that I was thinking about and putting energy in so many different things. Just to mention a few, one of them was that I had little pain or injury on my rib cage from playing football, and that meant that I couldn't really do any sports. I couldn't really work out. I just had to be really slow while I was going through my day, and I just couldn't do very much, and that was just very annoying. Then I've been thinking a lot about moving out or moving to a different city and getting my own place. And of course, that also takes a lot of effort and energy to think about where you're going, and then I need to think about how much I'm willing to pay for where I'm going, if it's really worth the money. And then I need to look into different apartments, different flats, and so on, so on. Then I also had to think about creating YouTube videos and how I couldn't create YouTube videos right now because I was so overwhelmed, and that made me even more overwhelmed because then there was the side of me was like, yeah, but you need to create something, you need to work. Then I also thought a lot about meeting women, dating, which is also very hard right now during the pandemic, but it's not really an excuse to not try and go out on dates and whatever. But then I also put a lot of energy into that because it's also very important to me. And yeah, then there are like some other things, like not that important, but just like small things I need to do or I needed to do, and now I've did them. But in the end, it just came down to waking up and just feeling like, oh fuck, like there's this and that, and what am I going to do about this, and just so much stress that came along with all of this. And now, a few days ago, I've decided just to not really not to care about those things anymore, but to stop going after all of these things. Because I noticed that while some of these things seem necessary, they are not really necessary for me. Like, they are important and they have their place, and I will get to them when the time is right. But for me, stressing so much about all of these different things, like, didn't make sense. But it wasn't for me, like I was just in these situations and I just could tell myself, oh yeah, it doesn't make sense to worry about this and everything's cool. Like, it doesn't really work like that. But something that does work, or that seems to always work for me, is to be mindful, to meditate. And that was also kind of a struggle, because when there are all of these things going on, then you also need to sit down to meditate, and that's another thing I need to do. But here that's just the resistance of your mind, of my mind. And then I was actually able to put some time aside where I wasn't doing anything, where I wasn't like hurrying myself to do something. I had like some quiet moments or some moments where I could just completely breathe and just be by myself. And these moments, also formal practice, like I actually also sat down like in the morning and in the evening, like most of the time, sometimes just for 10 minutes, but most of the time for 20 minutes or more in the morning and in the evening. Then, or what that actually did for me, that was, it took some pressure from these thoughts away from me. And I could actually, feel calm and relaxed and just not so tense and tied up and like, And what was also very important for me was to not only be mindful when I sit down with formal practice, but also to be mindful when I was eating, when I was going through my day. And that's like very difficult to stay present or conscious when you're going through your day and doing different things. But what I always notice is when I sit down to meditate, like with a regime, and then I stand up and I go through my day, then there will always be these small moments from my day where I'm suddenly not trapped or not engaged in my mind. There are these moments where my awareness like just goes above or beyond my feelings and my thoughts. And sitting down to practice meditation creates like these small moments throughout the day where you can breathe and where you're kind of automatically meditative. So yeah, that's how meditation helped me in the last couple of days to calm down, stay quiet, and to not get ahead of myself. And it gave me the ability to see everything from a different perspective. And actually to realize that the position where I'm in right now, like my injury also kind of went away and I got another injury, but now this injury isn't really bothering me too much. Because still I have a healthy body. My living situation right now isn't really bad. Like it's not really a big deal. I just want a place where I can live by myself and not at my parents' house like right now. And I've been blessed with a lot of different things like in the last couple of weeks and months, but it's really difficult to see them. But now, now when I'm in this quiet place, I can actually see them and I can actually feel a sense of gratefulness or happiness. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. So thank you for watching and goodbye.